And it says we are live. Yowie, wowie. It is Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. And yes, you probably noticed that I started off with one of the catchphrases of Bray Wyatt. We're going to start the night off a little bit somber here because last week we began the show with a moment of silence for the late, great Terry Funk. For those who would know, Terry Funk was a wrestler who wrestled for not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 decades, having his last match at 73, and in the last couple of years suffering from, I'll say, complications from dementia, and he passed away at the age of 79. But when I got off the show last week and the following day, and probably the day after, I learned of not one, not two, but 3 more celebrities really from my childhood and probably yours who also passed away. And well, one of them not so much from my childhood, but it's just absolute tragedy. And I know it's not Transformers related, but I do want to give respect to these people because I know that they had an influence on me at times and some good memories at times. The first would be the wonderful Bob Barker. Bob Barker was part of everyone's life for a long time. Who didn't like The Price is Right? Who didn't like Bob Barker? And who didn't learn that you should always help control the pet population by having your pet spay or neutered, right? That's where we learned it. Passed away at 99. He would have been 100 in December. Of course, one of the, and I want to say it's a joke, but I think it's actually in good taste, all things considered. And I think that Bob Barker would have appreciated it himself as well. And it's that he got that close to being $1, without going over. And, bless his soul. And honestly, I hear he's going to be interned next to his wife, who I believe passed away in 1981. So they've been separated, across the expanse of time and life and death for a long time. So our thoughts with, I guess, his family and friends as well, and fans. And we will do a moment of silence in a moment, as well as Arlene Sorkin, which a lot of people here may know as the voice of Harley Quinn from Batman, the animated series. As well, I remember her as one of Dave Coulier's co-hosts for America's Funniest People when I was a kid. And I think she was on like a lot of soap operas or something. And perhaps the most tragic of them all, the passing of the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, the son of IRS, or Mike Rotunda, the brother of Bo Dallas. He was a man of 36 years old, going to be married, engaged, with, I believe, 4 children. A family man who was considered to be a locker room leader. And I will say it, I think an absolute creative genius. When The Undertaker retired, he was a once-in-a-generation talent that everybody said won't be replaced. Bray Wyatt took that role and ran with it and done some super wild creative stuff. Not all of it landed with everybody, but man, oh man, the risks that he took with that character and with his universe was amazing. Far, far too young to go. And from all things, a heart attack that was brought on by complications from the pandemic virus that he had in March. It is not a joke, and it is not just a cold. It is somebody who was able to take an athlete in the prime of his life, in the prime of his career, and exacerbate a heart condition that cost him his life. And now there are 4 kids whose father is gone far too soon. We are going to begin the show. Before I move on to the news and stuff, we are going to do a moment of silence out of respect for Arlene Sorkin, out of respect for the late, great Bob Barker, who died of natural causes. Arlene Sorkin, I believe, was complications from muscular dystrophy or multiple sclerosis. I'm not sure which one. And of course, the untimely heart attack for Bray Wyatt. Okay, you may notice that during that time, hold on. Oh, cool. You may notice during that time that I was doing some clicking. I figured that yes, okay, I got it. I figured it was a good way to get myself set up. We will move on, but man, oh man, oh man. Hey, Big M. Hey, Axel. Hey, Tetra. Hey, Heathen. By the way, big shout out to Heathen, who was looking out for me the week. Luckily, I didn't actually need the item that he was looking out for me for, but I appreciate being thought of anyway, buddy. Hey, Marcus, Sovereign. Yeah, I mean, RIP, Bob, Arlene, and Wyndham for sure, for sure. I honestly, I would encourage people here, even if you aren't a wrestling fan at all, and I get it, a lot of people aren't, look up some Bray Wyatt stuff and just take into account that the man that you see is actually somebody who was considered a locker room leader, who was considered as somebody who always had a smile on his face, brought up people's spirits, who was a family man, right? Who was a family man, and trying to make the industry that he chose for his life something better. I think that there's a way that they could keep that gimmick going. Obviously, they couldn't replace him, but there's a way that they could keep that gimmick going if you had the right creative mind put behind it. Anyway, moving on. There wasn't complications from the vax. No, that's not it. We're not even going to start that. That's not what it was. In March, he had COVID. I'm just going to say, in March, he got COVID. The disease, not the vaccine, the disease exacerbated an underlying heart condition and made the lower part of his heart weak. Get your facts right. I'm not having this conservative nonsense here. I'm really not going to do it. That's not what it was. And if that's what you heard, then you heard wrong. I'm not having it, man. Not having it. Okay, but let's move on from that. That's very sad. We had our moment of silence, and I'm not going to lie. I felt a lot when Eddie Guerrero passed away because he was a young man who had a family. Honestly, in this same case, I feel so bad for his family. And as a fan, I feel bad for all of us that are fans. Moving on, because that's not what we're really here for. We're here for the Transformers news, and we're going to get into it right now. We have unexpected. I'm pretty excited about the unboxing tonight. Actually, it's one of those things where I have multiple things to unbox, and we're going to do a few of them tonight, but not all of them. In fact, I would venture to say that we probably got enough that came in unexpectedly for to kind of cover the unboxings probably the next 4 weeks or so. It was a ton of stuff that came in all of a sudden. Happy for it. Surprised. Starting things off, first things first, apparently Cloud Cover, Legacy Cloud Cover apparently has a shoulder issue. Now, I have heard that there are issues with the plastic, I suppose, feeling a certain way. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I haven't touched Cloud Cover, so I don't know. But apparently the left shoulder, maybe it's the right one. Yeah, the right shoulder, I'm sorry, isn't angled, and that causes folding the shoulder in a little bit difficult. That means when you fold up the chest to make the play mode, it doesn't fold in all the way. That's what I've heard. Now, you could take a little crafting knife and you can cut it away at that angle like the left arm. But if you've been having some trouble with your Cloud Cover closing up properly, then take a look at like the shoulder assembly and housing, so to speak, when you open the chest down, and make sure that they're the same. One, if only one of them has like a bit of an angled cut and the other one is flush, then the one that's flush needs to go cut back just a little bit. A simple little fix. Hopefully you won't have to do it and haven't had the issue. What about RC? I want to point this out. I've been saying for a while that there's a version of Rise of the Beast RC that is the best version of Rise of the Beast RC, at least so far. It ain't the Studio Series. I don't think she should have been a core class, and I think there's so much kibble and junk on her that I just don't think it's a good RC. Then there was one that came with Silver Fang, I think it was called, and it makes like the armor that goes over her head and stuff. That one's okay, and while it has knees, it doesn't have elbows. But then you have the one that comes with the Cheetor Target Master, Battle Master, whatever it is. That one has elbows, that one has knees, and I think it's a more appropriate size, certainly to scale with robot mode. In an ideal world, what you would do is get the Studio Series for motorcycle mode and get this one for robot mode. And I think that they'd scale just fine. So if you're wondering about an RC, a Rise of the Beast RC, my vote would be to get the, I think it's called Beast Alliance or something, version where she comes with Cheetor. That's clearly the best one so far. As we go on here, KM Studios. They had a couple of teaser images for upcoming statues of RC and Prowl. You can see those teasers on tformers.com. I suspect we're going to see more September 6th to the 10th at the Pop Toy Show. So we'll see about that. Iron Factory showed off their Outback. I don't know what his actual name is. I saw these images also on T-Formers. Really good looking Outback. I don't know if they've already done Brawn. I assume they did. But what an excellent, excellent looking Legends Outback. This does not seem to be done in their like samurai motif that they've been doing a lot lately. It just seems like it's a straight up version of Outback. I don't know how well it will do, largely because I think a lot of fans with the release of Studio Series 86 Brawn are hoping that that mold eventually gets reused as an iteration of Outback. And there may be fans who are willing to wait to get that Outback, or people like myself that, you know what, I don't know if I really want that bad enough to get that mold the second time. Maybe, we'll see. Depends on how good it looks, I guess. But there are some people that will just be happy with their Power of the Primes one. Nevertheless, this one from Iron Factory has a ton of detail, a ton of articulation, definitely far more parts and articulation than the Power of the Primes, as good as that is. So I'm a big fan of that. Sonic Drive-In. Now, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's a fast food spot in the States. It's not a franchise we have in Canada, so I really don't know it. But there are Earthspark collectibles, figurines, I guess you could say. Optimus, Megatron, Elita 1, Bumblebee, and Twitch. And Twitch is in her alt mode. All of these have a part that you can remove that reveals a spoon. For 4 of them, the part that removes is the front of the face, and then you use the body as the handle, and it got a spoon. It's a little bit super deformed. The head's a little bit big, and they're very simple. They don't articulate or anything. But hey, Transformer spoon's pretty cool, right? I don't know if Sonic is a good place or not, but I don't know. Get yourself a burger, some fries. I don't know if they serve anything like ice cream that you need a spoon for, but why not? Do it up. Transformer spoons? Yeah, man, I'm down with it. I am down with it. Dr. Wu showed up there. Sandstorm, the G1 triple changer, of course. This is a Sandstorm that is 10 centimeters in height. He would scale quite nicely with a Legends collection. All 3 modes seem very successful. His rally car, his helicopter, and his robot. Of course, Dr. Wu, not to be outdone by New Age, is doing a cartoon version, a comic book version, which is a bit of a weird color scheme that I really didn't know, but okay, whatever. A Shattered Glass version, which is mostly purpley blue, like indigo-y, and a black and white popular version that apparently, I think in China or maybe Japan, was a popular KO of that mold. So I don't know. If you want it, get it. I will say this: I think Dr. Wu uses great materials, and I think they do a great job. I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't do a good job here. Everything looks really neat on it, looks really good on it. If you're a Legends collector, might be a way to go. I got to give credit. I can't believe I'm going to do this. Are you ready? I think that the apocalypse is about to happen because I have to give credit to Mark Marr. And you know me, I'm the first one that says, man, I can't watch that guy. I have to give credit to him in his description of Antagony, where he talked about, hey, you know, the purple matches, if you want to put the scavenger head on the main body, the purple matches the main body. So you could have a scavenger with like the red fire ant body. If you want, you could also put the scavenger head naturally on the Antagony body, or you could always pick up a second Inferno and change the head and have an Inferno with the proper Inferno head and a scavenger with the proper Transmetal head, basically. And he said, like, I've been trying to stick in these heads and some of the accessories, like the saw thing that comes with Tarantulas, to try and eke in some Transmetal stuff as he can. Like, he says he's trying his best, and you know what? I honestly think he is in this regard. I really think he is. I think that this is definitely a case of him trying to do what he can, and the penny pinchers, the corporate man, right? You guys have probably been around. You've probably seen performed on here. When I do Creator and the Corporate Man, I really got to get some of those properly done as a few skits. In this case, I feel like Mark is actually being the creator, and I feel like the penny pinchers are being the Corporate Man and shooting down some of those ideas. So I got to give credit to Mark where it's due. That's the thing. I'm hard on a lot of people about a lot of things, but when credit is due, I'm the first one to give it. It's just I find that in this day and age. Not a lot of people deserve a lot of credit. Beast Wars versus Pack. We know the next one now is going to be, speaking of Inferno and Air Razor. I mean, we saw a little image, and the Inferno didn't really look very different to me. Maybe a couple of details, but nothing major. I think there's definitely more gold and more detailing on the Air Razor. I don't think I would need to double dip. I love the Kingdom one that came out anyway, but I could understand if somebody wanted to. But it looks like the changes are minimal, especially in bird mode, like things like the claws. You know, they have black tips, I think, and I think like the actual claw itself is gold. So like little details like that. Of all the versus packs, I feel like that this one has the smallest changes to it. I might be proven wrong when we get better images. Speaking of better images from the versus packs, we know another one is going to be Scorponok and Rhinox. And the Rhinox we've seen, we know it's quite different. The Scorponok, not so much. It does seem like his grays and purples are generally more muted than they are in the Kingdom release, which are more vibrant and deep. Also, the lower legs on the Kingdom release, I believe, are purple, as where the lower legs here are more gray. Other than that, a lot of the detailing is kind of the same. The bee has more detail in it. I think the missiles have more detail. The head is a slightly different shade. Here's the thing. I think the Kingdom is pretty animation accurate, but I also think that this one is also pretty animation accurate. I think it really depends on the copy of the animation you look at, because it's so weird. Depending on how remastered it is or how clear the image is, some of the colors are a deeper, richer color than some of the other colors. Depends on the still frame that you're looking at. That said, I still don't think the Kingdom Scorponok is a very good mold. I definitely would not double dip on it. You might. threezero showed up there. M Deluxe Rodimus. Pretty big. As a matter of fact, I think it might be slightly bigger than the Optimus. The Optimus, I think, stands about 7 inches. I feel like this Rodimus might be like 7.25 inches or something. It's definitely bigger than the Bumblebee, and that's about 5 inches or so. I've seen the other ones. I haven't seen this Rodimus yet. However, that being said, he has 46 points. He has die-cast parts. He has 8 sets of hands. He doesn't come with a matrix, but one of the sets of hands can hold the matrix, and he comes with a hand that you can give Optimus. So him and Rodimus do the shaking hands thing, which is really cool. He's definitely stylized, but I think it's an excellent looking Rodimus. And I kind of like that he has a face that has silver on it. Like, I look at the face and I think it's definitely not young Optimus. I don't think it's as old grizzled it's not young Rodimus. Sorry. I don't think it's as old grizzled Rodimus as the Kingdom one, even though I love the Kingdom one. I know it's not accurate. I still love it. But I feel like that this is a more mature looking Rodimus to me. And I think that's why I like it. threezero does splendid work. Lots of bright, vibrant oranges, reds, and yellows here, and a couple of homages to a couple of versions, I think, of Rodimus. A lot of G1 in there, but I definitely saw like the yellow tips on the shoulders, a few nods to like his comic book iteration as well. But you know what? It's impressive. It's impressive. I'll give credit where credit is due. We saw images of Studio Series 86 Frenzy alongside Rumble. Other than the red thighs on Frenzy, it looks like his red on his upper arms and shoulders, as well as on his pile drivers, all seems to be red paint, I believe. I feel like Frenzy has more paint than Rumble. I've never seen either one in person. It never came here. It never arrived here. I didn't really need it. If I ever see it, I don't know. I guess I'll decide then. But it's one of those things like, I respect it if other people want it or need it. I already have the little cassette versions. I don't have the pile drivers, but I have the little cassette versions. I even had a spare one that I repainted to be Enemy. And beyond that, I have both Frenzy and Rumble for Titan's Return that turned to the little tank thing. So I think I'm good on the Frenzy Rumble front. But these are pretty cool, and they do very much look quite nice. Jada Toys showed their 132 die-cast Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Wheeljack from Rise of the Beast. Great looking car modes, though the Bumblebee surprised me a bit. It was far flatter, simple, less paint than I expected on that Bumblebee, and I didn't think the tires were as big as I thought they'd be. I think the Optimus was all right. I think the Wheeljack is all right, but I felt like the Bumblebee they missed the mark on. The robot modes, they're underneath. You can see these images on TFW or T-Formers at your will if you're into the cars. Speaking of Rise of the Beast, Command and Command and Convert Optimus Primal is out in both Canada and the United States. I've seen 2 of them. He's like 100. He's like 12.5 inches. He's expensive. I can't remember exactly what it is. I want to say like $89 in the US or something, like $119 or something in Canada. I don't know. I saw a video on it. I saw him do a couple of things. It's not for me, and it's not Gary Chalk. It's not even Ron Perlman's voice. I feel like that this is going to be. You remember when the Bumblebee movie came out, and they done that great big power charge Bumblebee, and that thing, I don't know how it sold in your neck of the woods. Here it rotted. And then they done the whole like remote control squeaks, and that thing didn't sell. I feel like that this is the big thing, and I don't think it's very good. I just spilled some water on myself. That's how excited I am. I'm spilling water on myself. China, they last weekend, had a live event with costumes and lights and music that happened for kids. It was called Battle of the Spark. We really don't know a lot of details. I mean, again, this is coming out of China, so you know now that a lot of the details are sparse, but it sounds like it was a fun time. Bishoujo Starscream Paint Master at Mega Hobby Expo, and pre-orders open today. So, okay, so the Bishoujo statues are the like anime girls that are wearing skimpy clothes that are designed to be like Transformers, and we've seen a bunch of them. I've talked about it. I'm very uncomfortable with them. I find them it's so weird. I respect the paint and the detail stuff, but I just find their design and the whole idea and the whole premise in bad taste. I don't think it's a good look. But you know, what do I know? I'm not an anime guy, right? It's not for me. Looks splendid in terms of the detailing and the paint, and comes with an alternate face that almost looks like a bearing teeth type of thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's not for me, bro. Eternal Showdown. Speaking of the Beast Wars 2-packs, we saw images of Optimus Prime and Megatron. The Optimus Prime looks like the Kingdom Optimus Prime, or Optimus Primal. I'm sorry. The Optimus Primal in that 2-pack, now that we've seen actual like in-hand images, just looks like the Optimus Primal from Kingdom. I don't see any difference. Maybe there is. I don't see it. Then we have, then we have the Megatron. Megatron hyper accurate to Beast Wars with his blue pelvis, with his blue arms, with his like black hand with the little fingers on it. Even the skin detailing has that like CGI type of detailing he had. The same sort of detailing that they did with the MP version. Some deco and stuff on his chest is a little bit different, of course, than his torso. That said, he has the teeth-baring face rather than the regular face that was used on the Kingdom. Again, I understand if somebody gets this 2-pack. I don't see a need to double dip with it. I'm quite happy with the Kingdom one. If you do, cool, man. I respect it. I absolutely respect it. I'm going to check in with you guys, and then we're going to go through the listings as well as a few comparison things about the missing link Optimus Prime and trivia. So let's go back and check with you guys first and foremost before I get into the last bit of news. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, nonsense. Anything conservative is nonsense. You heard it here. I'm not having it. I was able to secure 86 Ultra Magnets, Frenzy, and Ratchet. Good for you, man. Like, you know what? They sold out real quick. And I said that the Magnets I thought was going to be super popular. You know who I didn't anticipate being as popular as he is? Frenzy. Apparently, Frenzy sold out super duper fast. Finishing up my collection with Legacy Cyclonus and Shattered Glass Rodimus and Sideswipe. You know what? That's cool. And I'll say this about that Rodimus, or the Hot Rod mold. We all know I'm not a fan of it. However, I'll give credit where credit is due. Whether it's the color of the plastic or it's silver paint, the guy seems slathered in it. And that is a nice addition. Again, it's not something I can get or do. Such is life. What are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? Hey, Lance, doing all right, buddy. I mean, started out a little sad because we've had so many celebrities that passed away last week. It was a lot. Like there's a lot, if you live in Hollywood or you're in the entertainment industry at all, between the strikes going on and now these people passing stuff, it's a tough time to be in that industry. I have to say, a real tough time to be in that industry. My Legacy blasters, just like my Kingdom one, yeah, because it's the same thing. It was a package refresh. Whenever you see PR, it's package refresh. It's they're never different. Anything that you see, like Metal Hawk will be up and coming again, I think in Uni. It's still Metal Hawk. It's the exact same one that we got. They're all the same thing, my man. Oh wait. I'm gonna go back because I didn't read the whole comment. I'm sorry. My Legacy blasters, just like my Kingdom ones, have yellowed. Your blaster yellowed? What? Your blaster yellowed? It's the first I've heard of blaster yellowing. That's wild. I haven't heard of blaster yellowing yet. Mine hasn't, and I was looking at him fairly recently. Wow. Hey Jay. Hey Boss Gunny. Hey Tony. Do you Gears will use the 86 Bron just retooled? I never really thought about it. I hope not. It might, but I hope not, because I don't think that just having that, I don't think it would work for Gears. I think it would be one of those where you're really kind of having to turn your head on the side and, crick your neck and be like, I see what they were doing. I hope Gears is a new mold. I do. My cloud cover doesn't have that issue. That's good. Might be the best version of the Earthrise Secret mold in your collection. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm happy for it. It's like okay, a car hop theme restaurant. Okay, cool. Sonic is a drive-through. Okay, I got you now. Hey, Hot Wheels brothers. Excited for the Star Seekers, Missing Link, Optimus Prime, and the others. I mean, we'll see. I tell you what I would like to know, and what's really eating at me, and I think it's something that may affect their sales. You have two Thundertrons coming, a Voyager and a Leader. What's different about them? Why is one a Voyager and the other the Leader? Which one do I want? I don't like that they're releasing them so far apart, because there are people that are going to say, I love the Star Seekers, and they're coming up next year. I better get this Prime Thundertron so he can lead the Star Seekers. And then when the Star Seekers come, I think those same fans are going to see the Leader and be like, oh, well, he comes with a such and such, a this and that. I got to have that guy. Or the Leader will be craptacular, and people will say, I should have got the Voyager. I don't like two of the same name like that far apart yet that close together. We'll have to see how it goes. Well, I don't know if we're going to get a Sea Spray, so don't get excited for stuff that we don't know if we're getting. That said, the Titans Return Sea Spray is great. That dude's pretty bonkers excellent. The Missing Link Optimus, he's popular, no doubt about it. Patiently waiting for pictures of Legacy Sure Shot. Me too, buddy, me too. Kingdom Air Razor is pretty spot on. She is. Curious if they'll make a Cheetor Waspinator pack. Guaranteed. I believe it was already announced, actually. Pretty sure that we already have pre-orders and stuff for that one. Go check it out. As a matter of fact, I take that back. I'm 100% sure that's already been done, Tony. Good old Pablo. Yeah, he needs another name, man. I got nothing against the character, but it's not Wheeljack. It's just not. Did I know that there was a G1 Blue Bumblebee repaint? Yes, it's called Glyph. I don't know. Again, you're saying I can't wait for the Legacy version. I have heard nothing about a Glyph being done in Legacy. If it's done, I suspect it'll be in a 4-pack, would be my guess. Why do you keep calling it G1 Bumblebee in blue? It's Glyph. The character has a name. I'm pretty sure. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the blue one is Glyph. I know it has a name. I think it's Glyph. And if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me in the comments. And when I get down to your comment, I'll certainly shout it out. My comic books will not go by themselves. That's fair, man. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Hey, Ash. I'm not melting. I'm cranky. I'm not wicked. I'm going to track the Titans Return version of RC. Oh, the Headmaster one? Good luck. It's not an easy one to find from what I hear. Great mold. I like that blur mold, though. Been a couple of weeks since I've been here able to make it. That's all right, Warren. You got a life to live, buddy. Glyph is the blue one. Thank you, Joseph. Tap Out is the teal one. Ah, yes. See, I knew that they all had names and stuff. Okay, so let's get into the end of the news. If I skipped anybody's comment, I'm very sorry. You know you're all special to me. Glyph is a girl. Yes, Glyph is a female. Absolutely. Still the Bumblebee mold, but Glyph is a female character. Yep. Okay, so by the way, Toline and Grimlock are out in Canada. It's okay. Toline and Grimlock are out in Canada. Just thought I'd throw that out there because why not? Let's kind of talk about a few images for the Missing Link Optimus Prime. We know there's two versions: the toy accurate one with the trailer, and then the cartoon accurate one they call anime, but it's the cartoon accurate one without the trailer. They will both have styrofoam in the packaging, a la G1. Even though styrofoam is not used, it's gonna be in that packaging because Japan is like, who cares about the environment, baby? G1 accuracy. The toy accurate one will have like a G1 Optimus Prime styled package, like it looked like the box, same size as the G1 box and all that. The cartoon accurate version will have a box the style of G1 Inferno. And if you look at the Optimus that's on the two boxes, their stance is slightly different. Both will have a die-cast chest, die-cast feet, and die-cast hips. Said it was going to be die-cast on it. The toy accurate one has two license plate versions. Stickers, I suppose you could say. The cartoon accurate one has a yellow sticker. These are intended to go on like the license plate, right? So the toy accurate one has two license plate stickers. The yellow sticker for the cartoon accurate one will go on the license plate area to give the yellow lights that Optimus has in his pelvis, right? Both will come with a tech spec decoder and the same tech specs. The matrix of the toy accurate one is gold with a blue center. The whole thing is like back metallicized or chromy gold with like a light blue center. The cartoon accurate one, of course, is a gray silver with an orangey core, and the blue is right in the center. So certainly more cartoon accurate to what we had. The axe, the one that comes with the trailer, is a more gloss look. The one that comes without the trailer, that's the cartoon one, is more opaque. I don't know why they've done those differently, but whatever. And then we get to the Ion Blaster. The one that comes with the trailer is all black and, dare I say, possibly a little fatter, bloated, bigger on the round, just ever so slightly. And I could be wrong about that. The cartoon accurate one is basically the same thing, if slightly thinner. And the section, I don't know what you call it, the rest, the part that's on the back, the venting that's in the side of that on his Ion Blaster is silver or gray. I'm going to say silver, though, on the cartoon accurate version, which is weird because I don't remember being silver on the cartoon, but whatever. So there are differences. Like they come with a lot of the same accessories, but the look of the accessories is somewhat different. Okay, the listings, and then we're going to do the trivia, and then we're going to do the pickups and get out of here. So the listings. A lot of this comes from JT Prime 17, and he did say that he is trying to find more information about the Amazon capsule, and he said when that's announced, it may be Mayhem, and he used the word united, and both Mayhem and United were highlighted. I'm wondering if he's thinking somehow that capsule will be like the Mayhem Attack Squadron, which of course is made up of, make sure that I got this now. Did I write that down? Did I write that down? I might not have written that down. Oh, no, and I meant to. Yes, I did. It's made up of Bludgeon, who we've gotten, or we're getting, depending on where you live. Needle Nose, who we've gotten. Spinister, who we've gotten. Windsweeper, who we're supposed to be getting. And Grubbage, which is really Ruckus. It's Ruckus, who we've had in the past. I don't know if we're going to get a Ruckus. Here's the thing, though. Normally, they combined into Thunder Mayhem, the combiner Thunder Mayhem, with Bludgeon as the torso. That was like a TFCC, like a collector club thing that happened. I feel like if we get the Thunder Attack Squadron by Amazon, it'll be redecos of molds we have, but I don't think they're going to combine. I don't think they're going to combine. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see about that. But it's interesting that he highlighted with capitals the word mayhem and the word united. We'll see. We'll have to see. Also worth noting that rise and reactivate are used interchangeably. And that the things that I'm about to cover are slated for release, say, August to November of 2024, which will probably be more like May to September of 2024, right? They include Studio Series Deluxe Last Night Drift, as well as a Rise Lifeline or Reactivate Lifeline. I'm wondering if that's the Paradron Medic. The last time we got Lifeline, it was in a 2-pack using the Earthrise RC mold along with Ratchet. I don't know what this Rise Lifeline will be. We'll have to wait and see how he or she pans out in the game. Studio Series Commander, whatever that's going to be, whatever the Studio Series Commander is, it will be, I can tell you that the product code is F8514. The Drift product code is F8262. And the Rise Lifeline code is F8761. Also, Legacy Uni Commander and Titan listings. Product code for the Commander is F8513. The Titan is F8512. What will they be? At this point, your guess is as good as mine. Selects Autobot multi-pack. So we're getting a Selects multi-pack. That is G0206. And a Selects Deluxe 3-pack. I've heard that this 3-pack will be all Autobots as well, but I don't quote me on that. F9650. So again, a lot of things that you can guess on. Under the buzzworthy Bumblebee banner, we're getting Legacy Uni multi-pack G0202. Whatever's in this multi-pack this time, maybe that's where you could get your glyph, for example. A buzzworthy Studio Series Voyager 1 F9654, whatever that is. And a buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series Leader reissue. Now we got Grimlock. I don't know what this other leader reissue could be, but the product code is F9652. And finally, a buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 2-pack. I'm thinking much along the lines of, what we've gotten recently with Ironhide and Prowl, for example. 2-pack F9878. And finally, Walmart Retro 40th Anniversary 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's going to be at least 4 more retros for the 40th anniversary. F8620, F8620. So 1 and 2 have the same product number. GO153 and GO243. A lot of it's nondescript, but that stuff will weave into the entire overview that I did last week, somewhere around next summer, right? Somewhere around there. I'm going to do the trivia, and then I'm going to check in with you guys. And we'll conclude by doing the unboxing. We're going to get out of here. Here's the trivia. This is a good one. I like this one. What was supposed to be Shadow Striker's original name? We know that in the Legacy Evolution line, we're getting a Shadow Striker. There's been a lot of talk about her and how she's the RID one and all this stuff. But what was her original name supposed to be? Was it A, Night Strike, B, Silhouette, C, Roulette, or D, Night Racer? So is it A, Night Strike, B, Silhouette, C, Roulette, or D, Night Racer? And we will go up now and see the comments. And we're going to see those answers. And then we're going to do the unboxing and get out of here. Yes, I know. I knew that Classics Grimlock got repainted into a weird version of Overkill that was released in the Universe line. Yeah, I did. Look the character up. I mean, Glyph is, I don't know a lot about the character either, but there's a whole wiki on her. Like, it's easy. Just go to like Google or something or whatever search engine you use and Put in Transformers Glyph, and you'll see. You'll see. Also, look up Glithor. Glithor is wild. I'd love a version of Glithor. Same like Classics Mirage got repurposed into Dragstrip. Yeah. There you go. Glyph was a BotCon exclusive. There you go. Yeah, Carzap's another one. Carzap, the last version I knew of Carzap, it was also a Collector Club one or a subscription service or something, and it used the Generations Nightbeat Goldbug mold. I'd like to see them do another SS86 Jazz repaint of Carzap. They might. They could. Hey, Grimlock on. Ruckus could come from Beachcomber. Absolutely, Ruckus could come from Beachcomber. I agree. Will they continue Generation Selects? Yeah, I just gave you Select stuff. Although it seems like a lot of stuff that was once all going under the Selects banner gets split between Selects and Buzzworthy Bumblebee. I feel like Buzzworthy Bumblebee totally lost its way from what it was supposed to be, but whatever. Okay, as we go down here a bit, Lifeline Paradron Medic, kind of, well, it is the same character. Yes, that's why I asked if this Rise Lifeline is going to be the Paradron Medic. That's what I asked, right? Trans Baker, what? Rise of the East. That's funny. I think the leader is SS86 Grimlock. Maybe it could be. And honestly, I'll say this. So many people missed out on that Grimlock that if they re-released that in the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, he'd still sell like hotcakes. A lot of people were like, I don't know if we're going to get the other Dinobots. Now this, even though they said very early on that they're going to do the whole team. And I know people that got all of them, never found a Grimlock. I would support that, Joseph. I think that's a good idea. I hope he's right. I haven't heard anything. I can't corroborate it, but I hope he's right. Let's see. That went right down. As we go, A, guessing D. Imperial B. I don't know. Roulette was the universe repaint of Cyber, maybe. Brenda. That's good. What's the question is, what was Shadow Striker's original name? Was it, I'll say this again, was it Night Strike? Was it Silhouette? Was it Roulette? Or was it Night Racer? As we go down here, I don't know all the options. I just told you. It's Silhouette. I'm the Voyager Thundertron because he's less expensive. That's fair. That's fair. The Voyager Thundertron will be less expensive. That's a great point. Great point. Still have not found Snarl. I haven't seen Snarl on the shelves yet. I got mine as a pre-order, but I haven't seen it on the shelves. You're saying B. Trailer equals toy. Yeah. Trailer equals toy. Yes. Anyone else thinking of getting the missing Link Prime cartoon? Not me. I have zero interest in it, but I totally respect it. And if somebody's getting it, I 150% understand why. It's what everybody wanted as a kid. It's just I've evolved beyond it. You know now. Oh, okay. The answer is B, Silhouette, and D, Night Racer. It depends on the version of Night Striker, or sorry, of Shadow Striker we're talking about. So everybody said this Shadow Striker that's coming out in the Legacy line is so weird. She's not a hodgepodge of parts like she was in Cyberverse. And indeed, you're right, she's not. However, what she is using the same mold that will obviously be used for Sideburn, which she's done before, as Joseph pointed out in 2003 when she was sold in a 2-pack as a TFCC exclusive 2-pack set with her sister, Roulette. Both of them had kind of become very hardened and dark when they saw their third sister get destroyed by the Marauders, led by Cannonball. So there is kind of a few iterations gone into the Legacy one that have precedence. So why, if we go to B, why was Silhouette not used in Cyberverse, because Silhouette was going to be her name in Cyberverse. Wasn't used because when they done a trademark search, it failed. They couldn't trademark it. So they went with Shadow Striker. However, earlier on, she was going to be Night Racer. Night Racer was also a name that was unavailable back in Universe 2003. So she got renamed Shadow Striker. So it's so weird because while the Legacy one is being called Cyberverse 2050, or yeah, Cyberverse Shadow Striker, in reality, it's kind of a hodgepodge mix of both the Cyberverse and the universe. Very interesting, very weird take on the character. But that one was a bit of a trick for you guys. If you said B, Silhouette, you were correct. If you said D, Night Racer, you were also correct. This one had 2 answers. That's just me having some fun with you guys. Having a bit of fun with you guys. Let's check in right here real quick with you guys. Let's see. I thought he was nobody, so I called him Turbo Fire. Called who Turbo Fire? I don't know who you call Turbo Fire. And Braun. I don't know why you said and Braun. I missed that. Run the Giant Bumblebee has come back for revenge. What? I don't know what any of you guys are talking about. Thank goodness I got to make it this week. Time to go, Yobbies. Man, Warren, you're taking off before the unboxing. That's the last part, buddy. A sounded cooler. Yeah, A was pretty good. I liked A. Night Strike. I thought that was pretty good. I came up with that one myself. I'm sure it's been used somewhere before. Yeah, it was. It was gonna be Night Racer. Yeah. Venturing against Voyager Thundertron. Okay. Has no trailer, while Leader Thundertron has a trailer. And Team Deco. Thundertron isn't a truck, I don't think. I thought he had animal mode, actually. Are you thinking of Thunder Clash? Because Thunder Clash is a different guy. This is Thundertron. Look up the Star Seekers, buddy. Look up the Star Seekers. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is a truck, but I didn't think he was. 116 days till Christmas. Yeah. Start that countdown now. Everybody's going to love you. Thundertron was a lion for Prime. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do the unboxing. Remember what I told you? I have enough here for, I'd say, the next 4 weeks. But I'm going to show you guys the unboxing. By the way, if you've noticed, the reviews lately have been the KOs. I have one more that is a Beast Wars Neo KO that I'm going to have to review. That's Mac Kick. And then the other 2 that I still have to review, T-Rex and K9, or Wolfgang. It's supposed to be K9, though. They will come up eventually. But I'm going to get sidetracked because of all of this stuff that came in a lot earlier than it was supposed to. And the very first thing that came in early, the very, very first thing that came in early, and I'm not complaining, is indeed Shadow Striker, which is really what sort of prompted me to do the, I'll spit this out in a second, to do the trivia this week. Throwing that down, her transformation is very finicky, very finicky. Not because it's bad. It's not. It's actually pretty brilliant. But man, oh man, do you have to have everything lined up absolutely perfect. And when it's all done, you really got to give it a couple of last squeezes to make sure it's all together. The real trick, though, the real big key is after you have the legs kind of all flipped up, make sure that those thighs are pushed in as much as they can. And you have to make sure that this is perfectly straight on her arm. You can also take it off, and there's a hole back here it goes in, which I'll show in the review, but I do find it likes to come off. Super interesting transformation. And even despite all of the junk on her, her articulation, like, look at, I mean, it interferes with nothing. Having that on her arm literally interferes with nothing. I mean, nothing. The shoulder has as much movement as it's going to have. Nothing. It's great. She's going to be an interesting one. Things I like, things I don't like, but she's going to be an interesting one. The second thing is The second thing is, boom, strong arm. A lot of people said that they were just going to stick with their original strong arm. I'm going to tell you now, the original strong arm's transformation, way easier. I do struggle a lot with the backpack, personally. Not the backpack, really, the hood, because of how stuff moves. And I wish the white paint that they use was a better match to the white plastic. That said, these shoulder pieces that everyone has been given a big hate on don't bother me much at all. I mean, look at that. Her arms could still go all the way to the side. Yeah, the shoulder parts are up over her head, but you know what? Like, that's not new to Transformers. A lot of people said, I find her head too big. I don't find her head any bigger than Elita 1's. If her head's too big, so is Elita 1's. So is Minerva's. Her transformation, though, a little more difficult. It's not exactly the same thing. I do find hers a little more challenging. Hopefully I'll be able to practice that a little bit. And the last thing for tonight, let's just see what you guys are saying here. The last thing for tonight, hold on. Yeah, Thunderclash was a Turbo Master. Yeah, you got it. I predict unboxing is Legacy Bludgeon. No, not Legacy Bludgeon, but good guess. Not getting Legacy Bludgeon. Don't need it. I have the Reveal the Shield one, and I already have Tarn. That said, if you want that Bludgeon, get it. The Tarn mold's shockingly good, and if I didn't already have a Bludgeon that I love, I would get it. I don't really need it. If I see it on sale or I got extra money, maybe. But I mean, again, there was a time I would have got it anyway. But now, a Voyager being $55 here, taxes in, like, no, it's not a willy-nilly purchase. You seriously got to weigh this stuff. Yeah, you're thinking Thunderclash. As we go down here a bit, I had to buy my mom a tablet on October 3rd. What? Had to buy my mom a tablet on October 3rd, months before her birthday. Oh, okay. Shadow Striker feels like she fights against being transformed. That's a good way of putting it, actually. You're right. There are things about it. I have Strong Arm and Ratchet, or did, yeah. Yeah, what? Easier? Oh, easier. Oh, yeah, easier. Yeah, absolutely easier. Those two bots came out for you before me using Amazon. Oh, yeah? Hey, Tommy. I mean, why bother paint matching whites when the plastic's going to yellow in a month anyway? I hope you're wrong. She was tough in the show. I like her. I'm happy enough to have her. No, I'm not spending $300 on a very lackluster Titan. Not happening. Not a chance. And that's what she is, $300. Plus, honestly, you guys have been, if you've been watching my shorts, you've been seeing how tight my collection is. Like, I'm spaced out. I wouldn't have anywhere to put the Nemesis, really. I don't know what I would do with her. And just to get her to have her in, like, I have the Nemesis. It's called Triptychon. That's his ship mode. It's the Nemesis. Yeah, it's not for me. Fun fact, Glyph is a girl. Yeah, we already know Glyph's a girl. We all said that. We told you that. Hey, Keldeo. Bombshell, if you didn't. Same wave as the other two, so it makes sense. The last one for today is not Bombshell. It is Detritus. This is that Hound mold. The Siege one, I said a long time ago, didn't like it as Hound. And I didn't. I did not like that as Hound. I didn't like it as Hound because I didn't like the alt mode. I was like, it's in the spirit of Hound, but I'm going to stick with the Classics Universe one because that's what worked for me. It's not that Hound was a bad mold or anything like that. It wasn't. It was a great mold. It just wasn't the Hound for me. I'm glad I got this one first so I had an idea of what to expect of that Buzzworthy Bumblebee Hound whenever it does get released. Do I like it? Do I not? We're going to find out tomorrow. He will be tomorrow's review. As for the rest of the items that I have, we'll do a little bit more of it next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming by. Whether we get along and agree or whether we don't, please, please know that I do value you and your time. Please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us. And regardless, even if we squabble and get across each other, know that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here, my friends, inside the videos. Have a safe weekend, everybody.